Hello, today is Easter Sunday, so happy Easter to anyone watching this. I'm gonna go get some breakfast with some family. I just set my mom up for the day, and then we're gonna see what the day brings and probably watch a movie in here somewhere and talk about that, but not quite yet. Well, I've got to get moving to breakfast, so let's go. All right, just had an Easter breakfast. Let's see if we can get a tour of the trees at this house from from somebody I'm related to. Okay, real quick though, I'm here.
All right.
With my
coffee. This is
okay. Hold on.
Bahamian
This is my Uncle David pointing out some mostly native trees. Is what we're talking about.
Starting with the Bahamian.
Right here. This is the Bahamian coffee.
Okay.
Yep. On Easter Day.
Marlberry.
Marlberry. Is that what you said? Marlberry.
Milk bark.
There's a milk bark.
Crabwood.
Crabwood.
Gumbo limbo. Black ironwood.
Black iron. There you go.
Milk bark.
Oh, no, that's a milk bark.
Various calotrophes.
There's a party going on over there, huh? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we skip over here. Then we come to Acris amarginata, also known as wild dilly. Acris amarginata, wild dilly.
Wild dilly.
Next to it is red ironwood, or darling.
That's
club.
a red iron.
Next to it is Joe wood. I mean, this is a real Joe wood. This is a real thing.
Is that like hard to come by?
Yeah, slow growing Joe wood. Next to that is the maiden bush. These are somewhat rare and slow growing, and they don't get that big. There's another Joe wood right here.
Oh.
Okay, and beyond it is calotrophes, and here we come to yet another milk bark,
Oh, yeah.
which is doing pretty good. Milk bark.
He's very knowledgeable about trees. Another milk bark.
The milk bark are rare, but they're not rare on this property.
Right. There's.
Planted it.
Right.
Okay. Here is probably the largest milk bark on the property.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's right there. This is satinwood. One of the most valuable woods of all. A rare satinwood. Here is one of the most, this is a really nice cinnamon bark. The beautiful cinnamon bark, and right next to it is the relative of Joe wood, bracelet wood, which is very much exactly like Joe wood except with a bigger leaf. Bracelet wood and cinnamon bark. And of course the bracelet wood has spread that way.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful flower, very fragrant.
There's a wall.
Buttonwood, gumbo limbo. Okay, that pretty much
Okay.
completes the tour.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
You might want to get the
And you've.
cinnamon bark from the other side.
Okay.
That's about it. Oh, Lignin Vitae.
Oh, yeah.
Last but not
And you pretty much planted most of this?
all these
all
I
of
planted.
it,
Every
right?
one I planted, pointed out I planted.
Right.
Lignin Vitae. And of course the milk bark from this side.
Right.
And we're done.
And there you go. Thank you. Well, side note, you were once upon a time Harrison Ford's
Oh,
stand-in photo double.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
photo double. I was stand-in for Rutger Hauer, but photo
Okay.
double for Harrison Ford.
There we go.
Which is much more important because you're on camera.
Right.
So all the scenes in the silver car, in the Devil's Own, all the scenes in the silver car are me and not Harrison Ford, which is a big portion of the end of the film.
In the Devil's Own.
Yeah. There's no dialogue.
Right, but you're there.
Yeah.
I need to sit down and watch that. It's been
Okay.
been a long time. Well, thank you, David, for touring me around on Easter Sunday.
And here, oh my God, look at that
see
wall.
that?
It's complete now.
Yeah, so, well, there's a story behind this wall, right?
Yeah. Well,
What, I mean, it's Arturo's wall.
it's a Murado wall.
It's a Murado
Yeah,
wall.
it's one of the wonders of the world, a Murado wall.
That's what it takes to build a wall for real, is an actual Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
He knows something about walls, perhaps.
And of course, you might take a picture of that wonderful, because it's so big and beautiful, that Croton.
The
It's
Croton.
not native,
Yeah.
but it is a big, beautiful.
It is a standout. Yeah.
Certainly a nice. And the trick to that was that the amount of soil that was put in there.
Okay. Right.
Huge.
Big holes
Deep hole.
filled with rich soil. Otherwise, that wouldn't survive that
Well, it
well.
wouldn't be that beautiful. It would,
Right.
it would sort of, Crotons will grow with.
All right. Easter breakfast morning accomplished. I gotta head back home. Let's and check on things there, and we'll see what's next. It's a cool view up through there. Yeah. All right, made it back home. Everything's good. Now I'm thinking about the Devil's Own, because I don't know if I've ever watched it, or if I have, it's been a long time, and I think I only watched the ending portion somewhat recently, and I don't really remember that. But I don't think I'm going to do that today. I'm a little conflicted. I'm not super into wrestling, but I do enjoy it at times, and Wrestlemania is going on, and I watched, it's a 2-day thing now, so I watched some of it yesterday, and I'm probably going to end up watching some of it today, but I don't know if that's interesting enough. No. It's not really something I want to make part of what I put out online, but that is a possibility for, the non-online portion of this, or the non-documented portion, unless I do, but I don't think I will. But that's where my head is. Well, the car still starts, so that's exciting. It wasn't that long ago last time I drove this around, but I probably need to put a little gas in it, so I'll go to the gas station and grab some supplies of some kind for the rest of the day. Well, it's really windy out here, but I got some gas. Car ran, made it. Yeah. Let me go check out the store. Get something in there. We'll see. I don't know what I want, but these are sort of tempting, but not really. Sort of. Rack of rib. I question how much rib is in that. The beer cooler or something. Do I want anything in here? I've been drinking a lot less lately, but maybe something. That sounds like fun. I'm gonna do that, aren't I? I think so. Seems like a bad idea. I'm gonna try them anyway for fun, for science. Not the tea ones, but the regular ones. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm gonna try. Don't try to drive stick and shoot a camera at the same time. Pro tip. I'm gonna try this. Berry isn't normally my go-to flavor of anything, but I'm gonna try the berry flavor. Okay. Tastes alright. You know, it tastes like an alcoholic, like it's trying to taste like an alcoholic energy drink. I don't think this actually has, let's see. Yeah, they cut out the energy blend and they cut out the caffeine. And then they put in alcohol. So it's very literally, you know, like a malt beverage flavored beer. It's literally all it is. I don't think you can get away with leaving the energy blend. Who ruined that? What was that? That was, they still make them, but they're not what they used to be. Can't think of the name of those drinks right now. They were in the gas station I was just in. But there used to be one that was, you know, basically a actual energy drink with alcohol. And there were some in giant cans, and people were having trouble. So I have a feeling that's why this is this way. Otherwise, they probably would have gone the other way with it. Anyway, it's okay. I think I like the other flavors better, but I had to start with that one. What now? I don't know. Okay, my mom wanted to take a nap, so I helped her get into bed. I will say this. I don't want to go into too much detail on this, but in general, taking care of an elderly parent is the hardest thing I've ever dealt with, but there's also a lot of fulfillment and pleasure and positive things to be gained from doing it. But I am at a point where I've got a little bit of help, but I need more help, and I really need, I don't know, I'm ready to get like help all the time, but that's not cheap. So there's a couple ways to do it, and there's one way which I'm very uncomfortable with, that basically involves having her go somewhere. That is a little easier to do in a technical way, but not easier in an emotional or even just psychological way. So I don't know. I'm at a bit of a crossroads and I'm working through that. We're going to figure it out. But things are good, relatively speaking. I've been slowly playing this Blueprints game, and it's got like a cycle where you go through different days. So I'm going to play at least a day of it, of exploring this house, trying to find my inheritance. I don't know. Side note, White Haze review. I think I'm going to like this better. The berry one actually was fine, ultimately. It didn't end up with a weird flavor or anything, at least not too much. I mean, they all have a little bit of that. Any malt liquor type thing, right? Yeah. There's a bit of an alcohol flavor, but it's minor. I like that one better. Yeah, that's an improvement. Started editing already, but I'm not done shooting either. But a little Wrestlemania is happening. There's the edit going on, but blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm sure something interesting will happen eventually. They've got like 8 hours to do something, right? I can't watch the whole thing with my full attention, though, so it's got to be something else. It's got to be something else. Well, I got my mom back up from her nap. I'm watching some of the pre-WrestleMania pre-show stuff, whatever. Same old thing. Although there's some couple interesting possibilities. Wrestling's a weird thing because it's entertainment. I see it as like basically like a violent Cirque du Soleil. Since we know, like, this is basically, to some degree, it's choreographed. Fight by fight, it varies to what degree that is, and the sort of experience level of the wrestlers involved and how much they can successfully improvise. But they have a lot of the basic points they got to hit mapped out at least, and then the outcome, right? And they got to figure out a way to build up to that and something that seems, at least somewhat plausible, I guess. Or at least, their ups, their downs, that kind of thing. It's a very direct, it's like the opera of sports or something. That makes sense. Right? Or the soap opera, at least, yeah, of sports. And sometimes they really do a very good job of keeping it interesting. But for me, invariably, like, I can't watch it, every week or multiple times a week. Like, it's too much. It's too much and things don't move fast enough. Yeah. So it tends to be watch the big shows or clips or something like that. But to sit and spend, like, 2, 3, 4, 8 hours, depending on what's going on, it's a huge time commitment. So one of these days I'm going to go to one of those shows, though. If I do, and I am allowed to bring, I probably can't bring the camera, but I can bring my phone. People do that. There will be some kind of documentation of that. My first time to an actual wrestling. When I was a kid, I wanted to go, but it didn't end up happening. I was the only one that really kind of wanted to go. And I didn't want to go that badly, I feel similarly now, but I think it'd be a lot more fun live, and I've just never done that. I know they used to say that, especially back in the day. It was always like, you don't really know what it is until you go see it live. Yeah. So maybe that's a whole new thing, but I don't know. Time is a limited resource. How much of your life do you want to spend watching wrestling? It depends how much enjoyment you get out of it. Some people get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Easter Sunday is complete. I think so. I'm just going to kick back for the rest of the day. There's nothing else super important to do. If you're still here at the end of this video, thank you. Please like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time. Bye.